Till that among the many bizarre requests received by Virgin Atlantic flight attendants were, could you turn the engines down because they are too noisy, please can the captain stop the turbulence, can you take my children to the playroom, and is there a McDonald's on board? Excuse me, can you open the door please? It's a bit hot in here, I asked, which class of passenger is the most annoying to deal with? The answer: premium economy. The reason: those in economy know they are in economy, those in premium act as though they are in upper. Can the captain fly a bit lower? I'm afraid of heights. Asterisk nya. Pew. 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 Pew kaboom, asterisk oh, no. We're hit. Quick. Time to hit the emergency super thrusters. Bwaa. Captain. There's another gentleman complaining about the turbulence. Stop pretending you're in a dogfight, they're getting suspicious. But I dash. No buts, mister. Playtime is over. If you're good, I'll get you a Happy Meal from the onboard McDonald's. Asterisk fine. Where is the button to roll down the window? Your seat is 2 feet wide and you can barely fit in it, but you think they allocated space for a playroom and a full McDonald's. My dad was an airline pilot. I was 25 before I realized I wasn't required to wear a tie and sport coat while flying, and pushing the flight attendant call button wouldn't get me kicked off a flight. At 38, I still dress business casual and do what I can to get through a flight without being noticed. Travel a lot. Seen it all. Once on a flight from JFK LHR I was up front in a 1x2x1 seating configuration. The woman on the exact opposite window seat, not sure the hashtag, jumped up on takeoff and began screaming, "We're not moving. We're not moving." The flight attendant yelled from his seat, "Ma'am. If we weren't moving we would have crashed, and I assure you it would look differently than this." That was a good laugh. Another time on the way to Africa, Accra, watched a man pee on the flight attendant's jump seat while screaming about being placed in coach. He was very drunk. Another time I watched a woman, most likely high on Ambien, walk, and repeatedly fall, on her way back from the loo. She had her pants/unders around her ankles and then just climbed back into the bed bunk mumbling. I have also heard people complain about the engine noise. I could go on and on. This should be a whole Reddit category. It honestly doesn't shock me. It amazes me how some people manage to get through life with such low IQ. My best few questions from passengers who were 100% being serious. 1. Why have we stopped moving? We were flying somewhere over Nevada and it seemed like the scenery wasn't moving because it was vast desert. Is that snow? Question was asked with the most intense Canadian accent. We were flying over white sand dunes in Baja California. Do we go through customs when we land? Asked on a flight to Alaska, pre-Sarah Palin. So we can smoke when the sign turns off, right? I said yes, just keep your eye on it, then pray the bulb didn't burn out. Mind you, each time I'm asked a question that seems insane, I now make certain to pause and ascertain whether it's a joke or not. People don't like being laughed at when they're being serious. They were asked by a customer to help locate a missing glass eye. Wild. I once witnessed a passenger ask a stewardess to lower her O2 line. You see, she, the passenger, didn't bring her prescribed bottle of O2 with her because the airplane has built-in oxygen. Yes, I am serious. And don't call me Shirley. Best thing I've ever heard on a flight was a British gentleman who must have been in his 60s while having a little argument with another chap sat in the next row was, "Shall we take this outside?" In the most posh accent you can think of. This sort of ended the argument and many other passengers were silently laughing their asses off. Why isn't there a McDonald's on board? Gosh darn it. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. I took a ferry ride from Vancouver-ish to Victoria, and later back, last year. I was blown away by the amenities on board. There was a Starbucks, playroom, popular cafeteria with great looking food, and a fancier restaurant. My prior experiences on planes and trains did not prepare me for that. There are scenarios where these questions would be humorous. I think they sold the jokes too dry. In this case we're talking about India. What the flight attendants consider foolish and bizarre can most likely be chalked up to lack of education and an encyclopedic knowledge of the surrounding world which is deficient due to limited life experience. I would be willing to wager that many of these requests came from people who had never been on a plane in their lives, or even seen one up close. https://l facebook.com/l php u equals http://3a%2f%2 farchive. Indian Express. com%2 fnews%2 flyers often ask to shut down engine to reduce noise survey%2 f744711%2 f%3 fglid%3 diWAR0K1SNY7GV1 LUAH test DWVMXX30 USJBVBCQXXL 6 BWPOWBFTQQ3JLTVPM and H equals at 3 IG Jurar 1A underscore ZA2 Afric 9 DXATI 7 IAB CX and Y4A5 B4 BSBYG LMXB7 RSID 0 FB OCMX GV UZ 6 F405A underscore Jagervo 2 Abhik Sekagwazra JMAD underscore LYHLZVD1 Dubba. I just need to pop out for a smoke and some fresh air. The Spirit Airline questions are much more reasonable. Is there a bathroom? Can I have a seat? Can you put me in a coma until we arrive? I've been asked by tourists on Alaskan cruises what the altitude is. My restaurant is on the dock, a few hundred yards away from the boat they just got off of, which floats on the ocean. I tell them 3. This is why pilots like working for FedEx flying cargo. Cargo doesn't talk. In regards to the is there a McDonald's on board? Question. For a while there were actually McDonald's Happy Meals that some airlines were serving, so I could some flyers actually thinking there was a McDonald's on board. Source, vague childhood memories from the 90s. Engines too loud. We'll turn them off. Picturing a passive-aggressive captain that flies through turbulence on purpose now. Till that people are still stupid. Worked at a high-end oceanside resort, had many guests ask us to turn the ocean noise down. When I first started flight instructing, I had an intro flight. As we are flying along, this lady starts filming, and as she shot straight out front, where the engine is, she says with a huge surprise, there's something spinning in front of the plane. She saw the prop turning in the camera. I said it's the air conditioner, if it stops I will begin to sweat. I used to have brand new flight attendants get air samples for me. Hey, we're getting an indication of bad cabin air quality up here in the cockpit. I'm gonna need you to grab an air sample. Just grab a trash bag and walk through the cabin capturing as much air as you can. Tie the bag up and give it to your in-flight manager when we get back to base. The in-flight manager didn't think it was as funny as my chief pilot did. Could you imagine a deep fryer on an airplane? We were showing a black and white film and a customer came to the lobby and told us we forgot to turn on the color. A Virgin Atlantic attendant once opened a bottle of champagne into my face and found it hysterical. They gave me £20 for my trouble. As someone who is about to go into the industry, this seems just on the level of people I deal with as a bartender. LMAO. I'm a regional flight attendant, and constantly explaining that this is a CRJ 700 and not a CRJ 711. None of those people have any understanding of the physical universe. Please, can the captain stop the turbulence? It may seem like a silly request, but the flight crew can be made aware that turbulence is bothering the passengers, as if they didn't know. And they can request different routes and altitudes to smooth things out. I once asked my mother to turn the wind down, but I was a little kid at the time. It's too noisy, could you please turn off the engines? Sorry Karen, but that might throw us off schedule slightly. Underscore. Could you please open the window? Apologies ma'am, only Aloha Airlines Flight 243 has fresh air. Please, can the captain stop the turbulence? He sent a memo to upper management, but they haven't responded yet. underscore 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 underscore. Can you show me to the showers? Sorry, this is Virgin, not Emirates. Underscore 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 underscore. Massage for a Barbie doll. Sorry, again, this is Virgin, not United. We aren't allowed to touch passengers. Underscore 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 underscore. Can you take my children to the playroom? Certainly, ma'am. Please provide an extra jacket as the cargo hold can get a little chilly. Underscore 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 underscore. Is there a McDonald's on board? I've heard this before. I've always ordered some takeout junk food before long-haul flights, in case I nap and miss the meal, etc. One time that happened, I asked the attendant to heat up my burger, and I heard the call lights go off behind me and heard people asking for this. The attendant said she would check if McDelivery handled their location and get back to the guy later.